Prescription drugs have become a major factor of our drug-taking culture. In the self-medicating society we live in, prescription drugs have become popular for their effectiveness and quickness to resolve issues. Patients go into doctor's office with the hope of obtaining a prescription. Illegal drugs have seen a surge, with as many as 3.3 million Americans using prescription drugs every year. Perhaps the most affected age group of this epidemic are high schoolers. A 2010 survey conducted by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that 1 in 5 high school students in the United States have taken a prescription medication that was not prescribed for them. So what does this say about our drug-taking culture in America? Well, the early onset of drug-taking behavior has strong correlation to the likelihood of someone developing a substance use disorder later in life. To best understand our drug-taking culture, it is important to know where most of these behaviors start. To best find a solution for this epidemic, we must take action early.
In reality, it just means like Marion City. I mean, it's obvious what we experience, and we're not hiding it, you know?
It's accepting it.
It's accepting it and saying, we have this issue.
It.
Yep, exactly. You know, it doesn't matter where you come from. If you have an issue, you have to address it. Yeah.
To look more into this issue, I talked to the Student Services Director at the Marion City Schools, Kelly Barber. Kelly has devoted her career to education, working closely with students with special needs. Spending most of her career in Ohio, she has seen the effects of drugs in high schools firsthand.
It would be, you know, students who have injuries or surgeries, or they're recovering from something, and their doctor gives them, you know, like a pain med or whatever. And I feel like doctors are becoming more and more sensitive to how highly addictive and how quickly people get addicted to those types of drugs. And then the other part of it is like our teens with mental health, and that could be, you know, depression and anxiety, all the way to, you know, more significant diagnoses. So, do I feel like we're overprescribing? I'm not sure if it's an overprescription or if we're really recognizing what's going on with our youth and trying to get them support.
Mental health is a big problem in high schools. The National Institute of Mental Health estimates that 3 million adolescents ages 12 to 17 have had at least one major depressive episode in the last year. This rise in mental health issues has led to an increased circulation of drug use by high schoolers. Drugs like Oxycontin, Percocet, Vicodin, Adderall, Ritalin, and Xanax have found their ways into the hands of teenagers nationwide. These kind of drugs, categorized as stimulant drugs, are commonly used to treat ADHD and depression. So why is it that teenagers feel so drawn to this class of drugs?
And, you know, I'm hearing more and more principals tell me, you know, students are becoming distraught if they get 27 likes on their picture, or, you know, 47 shares, or whatever it might be. And you know, because we're putting them in front of our huge technology that, you know, one could argue is more for mature, you know, adults, if you will. I think of, you know, my own little petri dish of family and friends and people I went to high school with, and what we experienced. You know, obviously we didn't have cell phones. I went to school in the mid-'80s, so that it's been a little bit of time. But, you know, if we also didn't recognize, or probably as society appreciate, mental health back then either. So absolutely we had depression and anxiety, but we didn't have the support for that either. So I feel like we've sort of gone from this, like, kind of hardly anything to this dire need, almost emergency type need, and you know, it's just really concerning. Because
mental health and drugs go hand in hand. When people are stressed, depressed, or feel anxious, they find something that will help them feel better. For many, that escape comes in the form of a prescription. So how do we address this issue? I asked Kelly this question, and she feels as though community action is a great way to deal with this epidemic.
I think it's really the community that needs to surround our youth, you know. So, and what I mean by that is the mental health community that serves our youth, our pediatricians and general practitioners that serve our youth, as as well as our educators. And I think that, forming that partnership, because we all wear different hats around the table, if you will. So I can look at how prescribed drug can be positive or negative on a child's education, right? Someone else could argue that from their lens and so forth and so on. And so it's just this marriage of time to understand each other's roles and why you would feel that way and how we can make it look at school,
Addressing the prescription drug epidemic in youth starts with mental health. Schools are increasingly adding programs that promote mental health. Off the mic, Kelly mentioned that the Marion City schools are taking very proactive steps towards recognizing this need in schools. Schools like Marion City are working closely with healthcare providers to offer inpatient mental health services for students. This kind of approach can bring about significant change in our drug-taking culture by reducing a student's desire to self-medicate. Districts like the Marion City schools are on the front lines of producing a response for this issue.
When I think of, for example, Marion City, who has a higher incidence of poverty, lower economic, socioeconomic opportunities, and success rate compared to higher performing counties or school districts, everyone's experiencing the same problem. It looks different, in Marion City, our students, it might be more, we might feel it's more rampant because it seems more public. But when you have families with different socioeconomic opportunities and experiences, sometimes it looks like more hushed, but they're still experiencing the issues. They just handle it different. Like, we might see an article in Marion Star about our opioid use in Marion County, but other counties are experiencing it. It just looks different, and it might be masked different.
I would like to thank Kelly Barber for making time for the interview and allowing me to use it for this project. Prescription drug use in high schools is an issue I've been curious to explore. I plan on becoming a school counselor one day in a high school. Looking at these kind of issues expands my knowledge of real-life issues in high schools. Learning about the effects of this can really help me understand what my students may be facing one day. I hope to use this knowledge to better assist my students and be part of my school district's plan to create an environment that promotes mental health.